School food service departments across the country operate federally funded nutrition programs administered under the auspice of the USDA. School divisions that participate are called sponsors. As a sponsor, we must comply with federal civil rights regulations, which require annual training.
The goal of civil rights regulations governing the school food and nutrition program is to eliminate barriers to the program benefits, provide equal treatment for program customers and employees, and show respect and dignity to all. The civil rights golden rule is to treat others as you want to be treated.
What are civil rights? Civil rights are the non-political protections and privileges of personal power given to all U.S. citizens by law. They are the rights of personal liberty guaranteed to U.S. citizens by the 13th and 14th Amendments to the U.S. Constitution and by acts of Congress. Civil rights refer to the fair and equitable treatment of all customers and employees. Civil rights include such things as the right to privacy, for example. Therefore, all personal information of participants in the school nutrition program must be handled with strict confidentiality.
Federal legislation establishes regulations and requirements for recipients of federal funds like Prince William County Schools Food and Nutrition Services. The purpose of these regulations is to prohibit discrimination and ensure equal access to all of our programs and activities.
Some of the important legislative actions meant to protect civil rights include the following. Title VI Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, and national origin when applying for or participating in federal programs. The Title IX of the Education Amendments of 1972 prohibits discrimination based on sex. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 prohibits discrimination based on disability. The Americans with Disabilities Act prohibits discrimination based on disability. The Age Discrimination Act of 1975 prohibits discrimination based on age. The Food Stamp Act of 1977 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, national origin, sex, age, religious creed, and disability. The Civil Rights Restoration Act of 1987 prohibits discrimination based on race, color, and national origin. To protect civil rights, those who work in the school food and nutrition program must avoid stereotyping, prejudice, harassment, and discrimination. Stereotyping is defined as a preconceived or oversimplified, positive or negative generalization involving beliefs about a particular group. Prejudice is defined as a set of rigid and unfavorable attitudes toward a particular group formed without considering facts, or possibly attitudes about an entire group based on an interaction with one person. Harassment is defined as the conduct that has the purpose or effect of unreasonably interfering with an individual's work performance or creating an intimidating, hostile, or offensive environment for an individual because of his or her race, color, religion, national origin, sex, pregnancy, childbirth or related medical condition, age, marital status, veteran status, or disability. Discrimination is defined as not giving fair consideration or the same opportunity to a person as given to others similarly situated, or subjecting a person to harassment on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, pregnancy, childbirth or related medical conditions, age, marital status, veteran status, or disability.
Federal legislation specifically prohibits discrimination based on race, color, national origin, age, sex, and disability. These are called protected classes.
What is a protected class? A protected class refers to any person or group of people who have a characteristic for which discrimination is prohibited by law, including race, color, national origin, age, sex, and disability. Prince William County Schools regulations include prohibition from discrimination based on all of these, and further prohibit discrimination based on religion, pregnancy, childbirth or related medical conditions, marital status, and veteran status.
All school nutrition programs, including ours, have civil rights requirements they need to follow.
We must conduct annual civil rights training, collect and report racial and ethnic data, and provide public notification.
We must conduct annual civil rights training. The USDA requires annual civil rights training so that people involved in all levels of school nutrition programs, which receive federal financial assistance, understand basic information about civil rights laws, regulations, procedures, and directives. We must collect and report racial and ethnic data. School nutrition programs are required to keep records to be analyzed to determine how effectively potentially eligible children are being reached and where outreach may be needed. We must provide public notification to inform potentially eligible persons, applicants, participants, and grassroots organizations of the availability of the school food and nutrition program, to reach as many applicants, participants, and potentially eligible persons as possible, to conduct outreach to unserved or underserved populations, and to ensure program access to all. Required public notification includes the following: conveying the message of equal opportunity by reflecting diversity and inclusion in all program-related information, photos, and graphics, providing appropriate information in alternate forms in appropriate translations as needed and in appropriate formats for persons with disabilities, displaying the USDA Non-Discrimination and Justice for All poster in a prominent area where participants and potential participants have access, and including the USDA required non-discrimination statement on all forms of communication and program materials, including all material for public information, education, or distribution that mention USDA programs. This is the USDA non-discrimination statement. School nutrition program materials, website, etc. must include this statement. On shorter documents, the abbreviated version may be used.
We must provide equal access to the program and its benefits.
All students must be allowed equal opportunities to participate in the school nutrition program, regardless of race, color, national origin, sex, age, or disability, and be treated in the same manner. For example, they must receive the same menu items in the same amounts, be included in meals, snacks, activities, and discussions, receive equally positive comments as well as constructive education regarding mealtime, nutrition, manners, etc., not be required to use a separate dining room, separate serving line, or separate serving time based on eligibility for free or reduced meals, sex, national origin, race, color, etc., be held to standards of behavior that are not based on federal and state protected classes, such as race, color, religion, etc., within the same grade grouping must be offered the same selection of menu items and in the same amounts regardless of their eligibility, sex, national origin, race, color, etc., and be offered selection of more than one type of reimbursable meals and variety of foods and fluid milk.
We are never allowed to deny or take away a student's meal as a disciplinary measure.
USDA policy prohibits the denial of meals as a disciplinary action against any student who is enrolled in a school that participates in school nutrition programs. This includes disciplinary actions that directly result in the loss or denial of meals, and requiring a child to work for his or her meals.
There are only a few cases where a student may be denied meals.
Meals may be denied in the case of disciplinary actions that indirectly result in loss of meals. For example, if a student receives out-of-school suspension, meals may not be denied for any situation where the student is in attendance at school. Schools are not required by federal regulation to serve children who receive reduced or full-price meals but don't have the money to pay. However, Prince William County school guidelines require that all students who arrive at the cashier with a meal be allowed to receive the meal, regardless of whether they have the money to pay.
Deny free and reduced applications cannot be disproportionately composed of minority groups. Admission procedures must not restrict minority persons from enrolling in school or participating in the meal snack programs.
Students might not be required to participate in the school nutrition program.
This would all be considered discrimination.
We must provide reasonable accommodations for those with disabilities.
Disabilities are defined based on Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act, Americans with Disabilities Act, and Part B of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. The definition of disabilities is the physical or mental impairment which substantially limits one or more of an individual's major life activities, has a record of such impairment, or is regarded as having such an impairment. We must provide facilities for participants with disabilities, provide appropriate information in alternative forms for persons with disabilities, and provide substitutions or modifications in school meals for children whose disabilities restrict their diets as documented by a licensed physician's statement based on a physician's assessment. Generally, children with food allergies or intolerances do not have a disability. However, our school food service program will ensure the student doesn't receive foods containing their allergen.
We must take reasonable steps to ensure meaningful access to our program for persons with limited English proficiency.
We must handle civil rights complaints in accordance with prescribed procedures. A complaint may be expressed verbally or in writing or may be observed.
If a complaint is made, we must provide forms for written complaints. We must take detailed notes of verbal complaints and include the following information: the complainant's name, address and telephone number, the location where the alleged discrimination occurred, the nature of the incident, the basis for the claim, the names of witnesses, and the date when the alleged discrimination occurred. If you receive a complaint, you must notify the Director of Food and Nutrition Services immediately, no more than 1 day after the complaint is made, for further action. The Director of Food and Nutrition Services or their designee will contact the complainant and will forward the complaint to Human Resources, the School Nutrition Office of the Virginia Department of Education, and the Civil Rights Division of the United States Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Services. Complaints will be kept on file in the Food and Nutrition Services Central Office for a period of 3 years plus the current year. In Prince William County Schools, a complaint of discrimination or harassment involving a protected category may be put in writing by completing a complaint form. A complaint form should be filed immediately following the event, but no later than 1 year after. Once completed, the form should be forwarded to the following address: the Office of Equity and Compliance, Prince William County Schools, Department of Human Resources, P.O. Box 389, Manassas, Virginia 20108. Claimant must provide specific details regarding the discrimination or harassment involvement. For claims involving employment discrimination in Prince William County School Food and Nutrition Services, the employee or applicant for employment may file a complaint under the procedures set forth in Regulation 507-1. Complaint procedures for claims of discrimination in employment. Details of this regulation can be obtained by contacting the Office of Equity and Compliance, Department of Human Resources, or by accessing the Office of Equity and Compliance information on the Prince William County Schools website. Prince William County Public Schools does not discriminate in employment or in its educational programs and activities against qualified individuals on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, sex, pregnancy, childbirth or related medical conditions, age, marital status, veteran status, or disability. Prince William County Public Schools provides equal access to the Boy Scouts and other designated youth groups. The following individuals will handle inquiries regarding the non-discrimination policies, including Section 504 and Title IX. Refer to the Prince William County Public Schools Human Resources Regulation 507-1 in your employee handbook for complaint procedures for claims of discrimination in employment.
Now that you've learned about the civil rights requirements for our school nutrition program, let's apply these rules to some scenarios.
My friend told me you only have 3 reviews application in English available. But I don't read English well.
Think about how you would respond in this situation. Pause the video now and discuss amongst your staff how you would respond.
Actually, we have Applications readily available in the office in Spanish and English. Applications are also available on the website. If you need help in a different language, we can provide an interpreter to help you complete the form.
If you answered the same way, you're correct. If you did not offer to assist this parent or insisted we only had documents in English, that would be considered discrimination.
Unica, I am so upset. I was serving Billy today and he would not pay attention to me, even when I banged on the counter. I think we should deny him a meal today so he'll behave himself tomorrow.
How would you respond? Pause the video now and discuss amongst your staff how you would respond.
Sir, we cannot deny a student's meal as a disciplinary measure. Tomorrow, I will watch Billy if needed. No begging on the counter. Tell him his choices and be patient.
If you had the same response, great job! Remember that we cannot deny meals for disciplinary action.
The principal is saying our lines are moving too slowly. Let's brainstorm some ideas to see if we can get them moving along faster.
How about we separate the paid student from the free and reduced?
The paid students take the longest to give us money.
The free student they came to the line, get the lunch, punch the number, and they left.
So line will be much faster.
Think about how you would respond in this situation. Pause the video now and discuss amongst your staff how you would respond.
Thanks for the suggestions, but we cannot separate students based on their eligibility for meal benefits. That would be considered discrimination. Maybe we could open another line to help ease some congestion. I'll speak with our area manager to see if she can help us with that.
Great idea.
Did you respond like the manager in this scenario? All students must be treated in the same manner and cannot be separated based on their eligibility for free and reduced meals, or any of the protected classes including age, sex, national origin, race, color, or disability.
You should give my son more food because he's a boy and it is big for his age. You could save money by not giving the girl so much, they don't need it.
How would you respond? Pause the video now and discuss amongst your staff how you would respond.
Actually, ma'am, our regulations state that we must offer everyone in the same age group the same amount of food.
A full meal contains protein, grain, 2 vegetables with unlimited quantities of vegetables from the cold bar, 1 fruit, and a choice of milk. So there's plenty for every student to fill up on. They don't have to take everything, but it is offered to them.
Your son only took pizza and carrots. He can actually take fruit, salad, and a milk if he would like to fill up his tray.
This was an excellent response. If you were to give her son more food than what we are supposed to be offering, that would be discriminating against the other students. Selling all that a reimbursable meal includes is a great way to curtail this request and turn it into a positive experience for the customer without simply saying no. The information used in this video has been compiled from training information provided by the Virginia Department of Education School Nutrition Programs and from information available through the Prince William County Public Schools Human Resources Department, Office of Equity and Compliance. This information is also available in your employee handbook.
English proficiency.
Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my glass of water?
Do you want some water?
No, I'm just kidding. Just trying to make myself feel relaxed, you know?
Okay.
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 Action.
We are never allowed to take away a student's meal. Nope. Sorry.
Action.
The principal is saying our lines are too long. Let's brainstorm some ways to get them, the students, sorry. I'll just keep going.
No, we'll have to start again.
And provide public information, notification. Okay. Okay, take one.
I don't know if I got that,
Okay,
but I got
'cause
that.
I
I got that.
I can bloop again for you.
Okay.
Let's apply these rules to some scenarios. Sorry, I messed that up.
You're in the bloopers.
The civil rights requirements for our school nutrition program. I can't get past that.
Like Prince William County, school food and nutrition, Okay.
Cheryl, we cannot deny a student's meal as a
Unica, we are not allowed to discipline students with meals as a disciplinary measure. I can't say that. Unica, we are not allowed to deny student meals as a measurement of discipline, right? A discipline measure? Disciplinary.
Oh, wait, sorry. And
I'm glad you're good with all that editing and stuff. And tell him the choices. And maybe next time he'll learn his lesson. I don't know her.
Next time he'll
Tell him his choices and be patient.